God says, stop. This is going to happen in 30 seconds. And God is telling you right now to watch this message. Listen carefully now, not later, not tomorrow. In the next 30 seconds, something important is changing in your life, and heaven is trying to get your attention. If you scroll past this message, you might miss the exact moment God planned to take you out of the hard place you have been stuck in for so long. When God says stop, it is not a threat or a warning. It is a lifeline for you. You have been running around, feeling tired, overwhelmed, and pulled in many different directions by many voices. But God says stop, because your breakthrough is right here at this moment. Your heart has been carrying too much pain, and your spirit feels worn out. Now God, the Most High, is stopping your scroll on your phone or screen to say enough. Let me talk to you. Let me carry your burdens. Let me show you what is going to happen next. This is not just a simple message you are reading. This is a powerful interruption from heaven. God is stepping in. The next 30 seconds are very important. Maybe the most important you will have all day. When God speaks, everything else has to stop. When God comes in, time itself listens and changes what seems impossible. You have been waiting for a long time for something to change. You have prayed and cried when no one saw you. You smiled even though your heart was breaking inside. God has seen everything you went through. Now God says, stop, my child. I have seen enough pain and struggle. I am stepping in now. You are not forgotten or alone. The fight you have been facing inside your heart is going to be quieted by my voice. If you feel something moving and changing in the spiritual world right now, type the number 11 in the comments to claim it for yourself. This day is not just any day. This is a special meeting arranged by God. The enemy wanted to take your focus away, but God stopped it. You almost scrolled past the very answer you have been hoping for and praying about. But God says, not today. My hand is on this moment. I planned this time so perfectly that nothing can stop it. Every moment you felt delayed, every silent night, every prayer that seemed unanswered, it has all been leading to this moment. God is asking you to be still now so He can give you what has been held back from you. You don't have to do anything to earn God's love. You don't have to prove yourself or perform to make Him like you. God chose you before you even understood what it meant to be chosen. Before the world told you who to be, God whispered your name and created you. God has never changed His mind about you. Even when you doubted or turned away, God never stopped loving you. You were God's from the start, and you still belong to Him now. That is why God is asking you to stop and listen, because now is the time He will fill you up again with strength and life. You have been tired because you have been carrying battles God never meant for you to fight alone. You have tried to fix things with your own power, but God has been waiting for you to let go and look up to Him instead of looking around for help. God's strength works best when you are weak, not when you are trying to do everything yourself. God is not waiting for you to impress Him. God is waiting for you to trust Him. This moment is when trust begins again, not because you feel strong, but because you finally admit you are tired. That is where God starts to work. There are things you have been praying about and thought God wasn't listening. What you didn't know is God was getting everything ready behind the scenes. God's plan is so big that if He gave it to you too soon, it could have been too much for you. God's delay was not saying no. It was protecting you. You asked God to open doors, and He closed some instead. You asked for favor, and God sent hard times that helped build your character. God was not silent. He was building a strong foundation that can hold your blessings when they come. If your heart is feeling this message, and you feel like it was made just for you, please take a moment and like this video. It might reach someone who is very close to giving up today. This message may be the one thing that helps them keep going. You are not here by accident. God does not work with accidents. God works when everything is lined up just right. And right now, your spirit is connecting with a truth that is bigger than your pain. God's child, He loves you, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. God made you in His image. That means even when you feel broken, there is still beauty in you that shows God's reflection. Even in your mess, God sees your purpose. Even in your mistakes, God sees His grace. You were never made to carry all this weight alone. The pressure you feel, the constant overthinking, the restless nights, God sees it all. And God is telling you, put it down now. You don't have to keep proving you are worthy to people who don't see the special person God made you to be. You are not what others say about you. You are who God says you are. You are chosen, loved, saved, and anointed. God put something in you that the world can't take away and the enemy can't steal. Some of you have been stuck in the same painful patterns for too long. You keep living through the same hurt, the same memories, and the same fears. But today, God says stop. Not because God is angry, but because He wants to free you. God wants you to move forward with peace, not shame. God wants you to wake up knowing you are cared for, guided, and made for much more than you have seen so far. What is ahead of you is better than what is behind you, but you have to stop long enough to let God lead you there. Maybe your mind is the reason you are still struggling with money. Scientists just found a 9-word sentence hidden deep in your mind that might be blocking money from coming to you. But now you can change it. Say these 9 words, and wealth will start to come to you from today. But this secret might be taken away soon. Click the link in the description or comments to learn this secret before it disappears forever. Your future is not controlled by your failures. God's plans for you are not canceled. God is still the same God who parts seas, moves mountains, and brings dead things back to life. Don't you think God can still work in your life, too? Don't let what hasn't happened yet make you doubt what God is about to do. God is not finished with you. In fact, God is just getting started. If you trust that something good is happening for you right now, comment 222 and claim it by faith. This is a holy moment. You are not here just to watch or be entertained. You are here to be changed. God's Spirit is resting on these words like a warm blanket on a tired soul. Let God be your safe place. Let God be your hiding spot. God will go ahead of you and protect you from behind. You are surrounded by favor, not fear. No weapon made against you will win. What tried to break you will bow down before God's power. Darkness has tried to come against you, but God's light cannot be put out. God knows it has been hard. God knows you felt all alone, but God has been closer than your next breath. God has walked with you through every fire, every low valley, every pillow wet with tears, and God is not leaving now. This is the moment God reaches down and lifts you up again. You are not forgotten. You are not too far gone. You are still God's child, and God will finish what He started in you. God will redeem what was lost. God will restore what was stolen. God will renew your strength. Right now, heaven is still speaking. This is still your moment. Don't turn away. Don't stop listening. There is a reason your spirit keeps bringing you back to this message. The noise of the world is always loud, but this is a quiet voice from God that cuts through all the chaos. It's not a loud shout, but a deep whisper. God says, you are not forgotten. I have carved your name into my hands. You think I don't see you. I see everything. I saw you when you were at your worst, and I loved you anyway. I see you now, and I still love you. You have been asking God, where are you? And God says, I have been with you in every silent moment. Every night you lay awake staring at the ceiling. Every time you smiled in front of people, but cried when you were alone. God was there when you felt you couldn't keep going. God carried you when you felt you had nothing left. God's child, you have never been alone. You just didn't know God was carrying the part of your burden that you thought would break you. Type 33 in the comments if your soul feels this, and say it in faith. You have been walking through a hard time where everything feels like a fight. Even the little things feel heavy. You have been tired in a way that coffee cannot fix. You smile and show up, but inside something is crying for peace. Here God is, not to judge you but to offer a hand, not to bring shame but to bring peace. Let God be your comfort and your strength. You were never meant to do this alone. That's why God came. God did not come to bring rules or religion. God came to have a real relationship with you. God came to sit with you in your pain and lift you to your purpose. God is not asking for perfection. God is asking for your heart. Give God your broken pieces, and God will make something beautiful from them. Give God your doubts, and God will trade them for hope. Give God your past, and God will give you a future. You have been trying to be strong, but God says now you can rest in Him. Let go of what is killing your spirit. You don't have to keep proving yourself. You don't have to chase approval from people who don't see the treasure God put inside you. Their rejection does not show who you really are. It is a sign that you are being redirected. God closed those doors to protect you. You thought people left because something was wrong with you. But God took them away because their presence was stopping what God wanted to build in you. God only cuts away what He plans to grow. The pain you feel is not punishment. It is preparation. You asked for peace. This is how it starts, in the stillness and quiet. When you stop running and finally sit with God, that is when God begins to pour into your heart. That is when healing starts. That is when the chains begin to fall off, not because you have everything figured out, but because you finally let God in. God can do more in one moment of surrender than you can do in a lifetime of trying hard. Some of you have been asking if you have gone too far, if you have made too many mistakes, if you are still welcome with God. Listen now. God has never stopped calling you. God's door has never been closed to you. God does not hold your past against you. When God sees you, God sees the child He made with purpose, beauty, and a destiny. Hell has tried everything to steal from you, but it has not won. You are still alive. That means God is not finished with you. If you believe God's grace is still reaching for you, comment 555 and say it in faith. A change is happening. You may not see it now, but heaven is moving. The heavy load you have been carrying will soon be lifted. The door you have been waiting for will open. God has seen every seed of faith you planted. God has heard every quiet prayer. God has caught every tear you cried, and God is telling you none of it was wasted. You thought nothing was happening, but deep down your roots have been growing. You are about to enjoy a harvest you forgot you even prayed for. God is fixing what the enemy tried to break in you. God is waking up what the world said was dead. God is breathing fresh life into your soul. That fire inside you that was almost gone out, God is lighting it again. That hope you gave up on, God is restoring it. That dream you buried, God is digging it up again. You thought it was too late, but God is the one who raises dead things back to life. Time is not your enemy when God is your Father. Why did 583 people become free from money problems last month? They found a strange 9-word sentence hidden in brain research and once kept secret by the FBI. Now they are paying off debt, traveling the world, and living in homes they never thought they could afford. If you see this message, you are lucky because this page might disappear soon. Click the link in the description or comments to learn this secret before it is gone forever. You have been under attack, not because you are weak, but because you carry something very powerful. The enemy would not fight you so hard if you were not a threat to them. But no matter how strong the storm is, remember who is in your boat. God is the one who calms the sea with just a word. God is not scared of your storm. God is above it all. God has already said you will make it to the other side. So, stop worrying, stop doubting, and start trusting. Some of you have been wondering if God hears you anymore. You have prayed, fasted, and cried, but nothing seems to change. God says to you now, I heard you the first time. The delay you feel is not because God is silent. It is because God is getting everything ready for something bigger. You have been looking for proof, but God has been building your strength and character. God has been making your roots deeper so that when blessings come, you don't lose yourself. God has been protecting you from success that would have hurt your soul. If you have ever asked, why is this so hard? Know that the pressure you feel is not punishment. It is preparation. You don't sharpen a sword with a soft feather. You sharpen it with hard friction. What you have been going through is not to break you, but to shape you. You are not just getting through this time. You are being made stronger, wiser, and prepared for more. Type 1012 in the comments if you believe your process has a purpose. You have been surrounded by things trying to distract you from who you are and whose you belong to. But God wants you to know you are not average. You are not made to be like everyone else. God set you apart for something special. That is why you have always felt a little different. That is why you don't fit in every group. That is why the things others are okay with don't satisfy you. Because God put something divine inside you, something that lasts forever, and nothing in this world will fill the space that only God's presence can fill. You have been carrying wounds no one else sees. You have smiled in rooms while your heart was breaking. You have been strong for others while feeling broken inside. God has seen every moment of it. Not one tear you cried was wasted. Not one heavy sigh went unheard. You are not weak because you feel human, and God made you human that way. But you also belong to God, and God never forgets His own. God is the one who heals not just bodies, but hearts too. God will fix what was torn and heal what was broken. Don't let what people did to you change how you see God. They may have used your kindness in the wrong way, but God still sees your value. They may have left you, walked away when you needed them most, but I never left. They might have said things that were not true, lied to you, or failed you, but I always speak truth. I am not like the others. My love for you does not change because of what you do or how you act. My grace does not run out just because you make mistakes or fall down. I do not give up on you when life gets tough. Instead, I come closer to you. I hold you tighter. I love you more deeply than you can imagine. Some of you have been stuck in cycles that feel too hard to talk about. Cycles of fear, worry, addiction, or comparing yourself to others. And you may believe that God won't want you until you fix everything, until you get your life perfectly clean. But listen carefully. I want you just as you are, right now, in the middle of your mess, your confusion, and your struggles. I am not asking you to fix yourself before coming to me. I am asking you to come just as you are. I am the one who can break those chains that hold you back. I am the one who can destroy the strongholds that trap you. I am the one who can take the ashes of your past and turn them into something beautiful and full of hope. If you believe that God is breaking the bad cycles in your life, comment 777 with faith. You might not be able to see it yet, but there are angels all around you right now, even in the room where you are sitting. The dangers and problems that should have destroyed you, I stopped them. The hard moments that should have left you stuck and hopeless, I used them for your good. The pain that should have made you bitter or angry, I turned into something with meaning and purpose. This is not luck or a coincidence. This is me, my hand covering your life, protecting you. I have been keeping you safe from battles you didn't even know were coming. You might think it has been quiet because nothing is happening, but I have been shielding you. I have been hiding you, not because I forgot you, but because I am saving you for the right moment. And when that moment comes, nothing and no one will be able to stop the good things I am about to release in your life. Your name is already being spoken about in places you have not been yet. Doors are opening, connections are being made, and what you need is being prepared for you. All I ask is that you stay faithful, stay close to me, and be ready. You might have been thinking it is too late, that you missed your chance, that your moment passed, but I do not work by your calendar. I work in eternity. I make up for lost time. I restore years that seemed wasted and speed up what the world says takes forever. You are not behind schedule. You are right where I planned you to be, and soon you will understand why it took this long. Soon you will look back and see why I said no to things you thought were good for you, because I was preparing something better and greater. You are more than what others said about you. You are more than your past. You are more than your mistakes. You are my child, and I have marked you as mine. You don't have to be perfect to be used by me. You only need to be willing to say yes even when it is hard, willing to trust me even when it doesn't make sense, willing to believe even when everyone around you is doubting. That is where miracles begin. And yes, I still perform miracles. I still open the eyes of the blind. I still raise the dead. I still make a way through impossible situations. I still speak peace into chaos. Nothing is too difficult for me. No sin is too dark. No heart is too cold. No situation is too far gone. If I could bring Lazarus back to life after 4 days in the tomb, don't you think I can still raise your dreams, your purpose, and your calling? Could a simple 9-word prayer really be the key to your financial freedom? What sounds like a story from fiction is now being proven by science. Researchers at Harvard and secret FBI documents show a hidden part of the brain that, when activated, naturally brings abundance to you. This 9-word prayer has helped over 19,000 people who were broke attract wealth and live a life full of blessings. But this secret won't stay online for long. Click the link in the description and comments now before it is deleted forever. A big change is coming to your home, your heart, your family. The chaos you have been living with is about to break. The tension you have felt is about to snap because of my glory. You have been stretched so much that you wondered if you would survive. But that stretching was not to hurt you. It was to prepare you. I was making space inside you, space for more peace, more joy, and blessings so great that your past self would not have been able to handle them. You asked for more, but to have more, you need to be ready. That is why I allowed you to be stretched, to grow your capacity, not to break you. If you are still holding on, even if your hands are shaking, comment 999 to claim the strength I am pouring into you right now. Some of you have been walking through fire. You have asked me to take you out of it, but I chose to walk with you through the fire instead. Just like I did with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the furnace. I didn't stop the fire. I stepped into it with them. I didn't prevent the heat. I stood in the flames beside them, and not one hair on their heads was burned. That is what I am doing with you. I am not far away watching. I am right here with you in the heat, protecting you and surrounding you with my presence. The fire will not destroy you. It will make you stronger and purer. You have been crying out for peace. Here I am, the Prince of Peace, offering it to you freely, not the kind of peace that the world offers, which lasts only a little while and is shallow. I give you the kind of peace that stays with you in the storm and tells you, be still. I do not promise that I will stop every storm around you right now, but I do promise to calm the storm inside your heart. I will speak to the waves in your soul. I will quiet the voices that say you are not enough. I will silence the fear that screams louder than my truth. You are loved. You are safe. You are seen. Nothing the enemy throws at you can change that. No weapon formed against you will succeed. Yes, the weapon may be formed. Yes, the storm may rise. But I have already decided who wins. You win. You overcome. You rise because you belong to me. This is not the time to hide or shrink back. This is the time to step forward. Even if you are shaking, even if your faith feels tiny, step anyway. Move forward anyway. Trust anyway. You are waiting for the perfect moment, but I am asking for your obedience in this hard moment. I bless the step you take, not the hesitation. When Peter stepped out of the boat, the water didn't become solid until his foot moved. The miracle happened when he stepped. That is what I am calling you to do now, a step of faith. I know it feels risky, I know it feels uncertain, but I go before you. I have already made the way. I am just waiting for you to believe that I will catch you if you fall, lift you when you are weak, and guide you when you are lost. I do not call you to places where my grace cannot keep you. I do not send you where I have not prepared a path. If you believe that the next step you take is covered by me, comment 010 in faith. You have been holding your breath, waiting for the next bad thing to happen. That is not how I want you to live. You were not created to live in fear of what comes next. You were created to live in faith in who comes next me. I am the one writing your story, and I do not write stories of failure or tragedy. Even the hard chapters serve a purpose. Even the losses are part of a bigger plan of redemption. Nothing is wasted in my hands, not your pain, not your waiting, not your brokenness. I use all of it for good. You do not need to have everything figured out. You just need to trust me one day at a time. Manna was given daily, not weekly. I didn't give my people a whole month's supply in the desert. I gave them what they needed for each day. Why? So they would learn to look for me daily. So they would depend on me and not on the blessing itself. That is what I am teaching you. Daily trust, daily bread, daily grace. Stop trying to control what I already hold in my hands. Rest in me. Let me carry what has been weighing you down. Let me fight the battles you have been trying to win by yourself. The enemy is not stronger than me. He may roar like a lion, but I am the Lion of Judah. I do not lose, and if you are with me, you will not lose either. You were not made to live a small, quiet life. You were not made just to survive. You were made to carry glory, to walk in power, and to show the world what happens when grace rewrites a story. You are not just being healed. You are being called. You are not just being comforted. You are being sent on a mission. There are people waiting for you on the other side of your yes. There are lives connected to your obedience. And I am not asking you to be perfect. I am asking you to be willing. I will give you everything you need. I will guide you. I will bring the right people, the right help, and the right timing. Just take the step. I will take care of the rest. You have spent too much time being quiet about what you have survived. But I did not bring you out of the dark place so you could pretend it never happened. I brought you out so you could shine brighter than the darkness ever could. The pain, the tears, and the struggles did not come to destroy you. They came to show the power of the one who never left your side. Even when everyone else walked away, I stayed. Even when you stopped believing in yourself, I still called you mine. Comment 1515 if you are ready to rise into the life I am calling you to. The time of silence was not punishment. It was me clearing the noise so you could finally hear me. And now I am saying, come closer, don't be afraid. Don't question what I am doing just because you don't understand it yet. You don't need all the answers to keep trusting. You only need to know who is holding your future. And that future is in the hands of the one who made the sun stop in the sky, who parted the seas, and who makes a way when there seems to be no way. That same God is watching over you. What do brain surgeons and billionaires know that you don't? This 9-word money code that was once only known by the rich and powerful is now being shared with regular people. The results are amazing. Unexpected cash, paid off debts, and stress gone for good. But the government might take this secret away any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it disappears forever. You may feel forgotten by people, like no one sees you or hears you, but you have never been invisible to me. You have never once left my thoughts. You have been with me the whole time. Every heartbeat, every night you lay awake, every quiet prayer you thought no one heard. I caught all of it, and now I say, I have not forgotten what I promised you. I am still working, I am still faithful. I am still moving on your behalf. Let this truth settle deep inside you. Your current situation is not the last part of your story. There is more waiting for you, more joy, more peace, more purpose. You have not missed your chance. You have not ruined your opportunity. Grace makes room for every step, every mistake, every fresh start. And sometimes the restart is the strongest moment because it shows you did not give up. You got back up, and heaven honors that. If this message touches your heart, comment 1717 to say you are ready to start again. You are not disqualified. You are being made stronger. I am not angry with you. I am preparing you. The pressure you feel, the weight that won't leave you. It is not there to break you. It is there to bring out the oil inside you. The special power only comes when the olive is pressed. You asked for power. You asked to be used. And this is how I get you ready. Not by making life easy, but by making you strong. You are not just living life. You are walking into your destiny. Every step counts, even the messy ones, even the confusing ones, because I do not need perfection to move. I just need your surrender. When you say, "Here I am, Lord," I may not have it all together, but I am willing. I step in. I do the hard work. I fill the empty places. I make your hands strong and your heart steady. I prepare you as you go. Doors are being made ready for you that you cannot even imagine. And when the time is right, nothing, not delays. People, your past, or any power in hell will stop you from walking through them. You have waited long enough. You have suffered in silence for too long. Now is your time to rise, but not by your own power, by mine. You are not weak for being tired. You are human. But my power shines brightest when you feel you have nothing left. That is when I come through. That is when miracles happen. Not when you feel strong, but when you lean on me fully. That is when your burdens lift. That is when chains break. That is when peace fills the places where anxiety lived. I am healing you in places you didn't even know were still broken. I am mending wounds that were hidden so deep you thought they were part of who you are. But they are not. You were not made to live broken. You were made to live free, and the God who freed captives in the Bible still breaks chains today. Do not doubt what I can do with your life just because of what you have been through. I specialize in turning broken people into powerful stories of victory. I love to use those the world forgets, the ones who don't fit in, the ones who made mistakes. That is where I show my strength. That is where I show my love. You are not an exception to grace. You are the reason grace exists. Your story is not too messy for me. Your past is not too dark. I knew every part of it before you even took your first breath, and I still chose you. That is love. Love not based on what you do, but on who you are. Not conditional love, but a love that promises to never leave, never change, and never depend on what you do. This kind of love is steady and sure. This is who God is, and this is how He sees you. So don't let fear hold you back or keep you stuck where you are. Don't let shame keep you quiet or guilt tie you down. This is your time to rise up. You have been through things that others could not survive. You have faced challenges that should have broken you, yet here you are, still standing strong. This isn't a sign of weakness. It is proof that you have a purpose. It is the clear sign of God's grace working in your life. Everything around you is changing. The winds of change are blowing. What once felt heavy is ready to be lifted. What was stuck is about to start moving. What was delayed is about to be set free. And when all of this happens, it might not make sense to anyone else around you. But you will know it was God. Only God could take everything that was meant to harm you and turn it around to bless you instead. You are not too far gone. You are not too broken. You are not too late. These are lies the enemy wants you to believe so that you will stop moving forward. But God says, I have already covered you. My mercy is new every single morning. You don't have to earn your way back. Just turn your heart to me. God doesn't need you to fix everything about yourself first. What He wants is for you to surrender, to come to Him as you are. That is where everything begins. not with trying harder or doing more, but with a heart ready to trust. If you believe God is still working on your life, still walking beside you, and still writing your story, then comment Amen and receive that truth deep in your heart. You may have been wondering why it feels like the attacks against you have grown stronger lately. You may have asked yourself why the heaviness came out of nowhere, or why people around you suddenly pulled away or changed toward you. It's not a random thing. It's spiritual. The enemy always fights harder when God is about to lift someone up. The closer you get to your breakthrough, the more intense the battle becomes. But don't lose heart or get discouraged. Be alert and prepared. This spiritual warfare is proof you are getting close to something amazing. You have stepped into a place where things are shifting and hell is getting nervous, but you are not alone. You are not powerless. The one who called you is faithful. The same God who stood with David when he faced Goliath is standing with you now. And just like Goliath fell, your obstacles will fall too, not because of your own strength or skill, but because of your surrender, because you had the courage to show up with nothing but faith. That is what moves heaven and shakes the earth faith in a God who never loses. You might be wondering why the government is so eager to keep this 9-word prayer a secret. A surprising leak from the FBI has just revealed that this simple 9-word prayer is now helping everyday people erase their debt and attract unstoppable wealth. This prayer is backed by leading scientists and Harvard research. It's like a powerful ritual that can turn financial stress into a life full of riches. Dream homes, new cars, luxurious vacations, all these things can become possible. But the government might remove this secret any minute now. So click the link in the description and comments before it disappears forever. God didn't bring you this far just to let you fall now. He didn't spend years healing, restoring, shaping, and guiding you only to watch you fail. His hand is on your life. His spirit lives inside you. His promises still stand strong. Even if it feels like everything is falling apart around you, remember sometimes things need to fall apart so that the truth can rise from the broken pieces. If you are trusting God to turn every loss into a purpose, comment 1111. You don't need everyone to believe in you. You just need to remember that God does. When others overlooked you, God saw you. When others misunderstood you, God understood. When others rejected you, God called you His own. This is who you belong to, not to what people think, but to the love of your Father. And He is not ashamed of you. He is not far away. He is not disappointed. He is close, and He is proud of how far you've come. Even if you feel stuck right now, God sees the strength it took for you to keep going. You have been fighting silent battles. God honors that. He is not blind to the tears you wiped away so no one would notice. He is not ignoring the nights you stayed awake, replaying every painful thought you thought no one else knew about. But God knew, and He didn't just watch from a distance. He cried with you. That is who He is, a God who draws close to the broken-hearted, who heals wounds no one else can see, who speaks peace in storms no one else hears. Right now, God is lifting the burdens you have been carrying. He is breaking the chains wrapped so tightly around your heart for so long. You have been holding on to guilt, fear, shame, and comparison, and calling it strength. But real strength is found in surrender. Give it all to Him. Let Him carry what has been holding you back. God is not only the God of forgiveness, He is the God of freedom. You are stepping into a new chapter in your life. But you need to know something important. Old wounds can't come with you. You can't bring the same fears into this next season. You can't carry old disappointments into new doors. God wants to give you fresh oil, but first, you have to let Him drain away the old. You cannot pour new wine into old wineskins. God isn't trying to fix the past. He is making everything new. If you are ready for what is new and willing to let go of what no longer helps you, then comment 2 in faith. This new season will call for a deeper kind of trust, not the easy kind that believes only when everything feels good, but the kind of trust that holds on even when nothing makes sense, the trust that says, even though I don't see it yet, I know you are working. That is the trust God is building in you, a trust that cannot be shaken, a faith that will not break under pressure. God is going to lead you to unfamiliar places and ask for obedience that feels uncomfortable. Your answer doesn't have to be, "I'm ready." It only has to be, "I'm willing." Willing to go wherever He sends you. Willing to say yes even when your feelings say no. Willing to believe that if God called you, He will also give you what you need to succeed. You don't need to know how it will happen. You only need to know who is leading you. There is so much ahead of you that you haven't seen yet, prayers that haven't been answered yet, doors that haven't opened yet, but they are coming. God is not a man who lies. What He promises will happen. It might not come in the way you expected, but it will come. And when it does, it will make sense why it took so long, why there were detours, and why the waiting was so hard. God was putting things in order that you could not see. He was protecting you from things you didn't know were coming. God says, "I am not finished with you." I never was. Even when you gave up, I stayed. Even when you stopped hoping, I kept working. Even when your prayers stopped, I remembered every word you spoke in faith. Not one moment of pain has been wasted. Not one part of your story has been ignored. Heaven is not turning away from you. You are being prepared, shaped, and protected for something bigger than what you see right now. You have lived through days that stole your joy and nights that nearly stole your mind. Yet here you are, still listening. That alone is a miracle that shows how strong your spirit really is. But God doesn't want you just to survive anymore. He wants to lift you into a life full of His presence. Peace and power, that is why He keeps calling you. That is why this moment feels so important, like it won't let you go. If you believe something sacred is happening right now, comment 333 in faith. There is a healing taking place inside of you. You might not feel it yet, but it is happening quietly, slowly, and deeply. God is healing places inside you that you buried long ago, places you never talked about and places you forgot but still need healing. Some of your pain is so old that you thought it was part of who you are. But God is saying, that is not who you are. That is who life tried to make you be. I am restoring your true self, the self I created and have always loved. You are not the worst thing you've done. You are not the lies people told about you. You are not the voice in your head that says you are never good enough. You are a child of the Most High God, and He never abandons His children. You may have walked away, but God has been running toward you every second, every breath. Every time your heart broke and you thought no one saw, God did, and now He is here wrapping you in grace. You are not forgotten. You never were. Sometimes God delays blessings not to punish you, but to help you grow. He loves you too much to let a blessing come before you are ready, and it hurts you. The waiting may have felt cruel, but it was actually kind. God has been removing things that would have caused you to fail and strengthening parts of you that felt weak. You asked for mountain, and God began building your strength. You asked for your calling, and God started cleaning up your character. When the time is right, you will walk into the next chapter with clarity, power, and peace, not fear. Comment 555 if you are trusting God's timing more than your own. Is it really possible to attract money just by saying some powerful words? This 9-word prayer, tested by Harvard and 6 neuroscience labs, proves that you absolutely can. People are using it from their own homes and seeing unexpected money come in, debts being cleared, and their lives improving. It takes less than 30 seconds, but this secret won't stay online forever. Click the link in the description and comments now before it's gone. You have been in survival mode for so long that living well and thriving feels strange. But God didn't call you to just get by. He called you to live fully, joyfully, and without fear. He is not waiting for you to be perfect. He is waiting for you to surrender. You don't have to have everything figured out. You only have to take the next step and then the next, and trust that even if you stumble, God is steady. You are walking into a new level in your life. It may feel uncomfortable at first. You may not feel ready. You may even feel like a fraud, but you are not here by accident. God placed you right where you are, and He doesn't make mistakes. The same God who gave you the dream will also give you the strength to fulfill it. The same God who spoke the promise will keep you through the process. You don't need more approval. You don't need more permission or confirmation from people who didn't call you in the first place. If God said it, that's enough. Now walk in it with your head held high, not because you trust yourself, but because you trust Him. Let go of who you used to be. Let go of what used to define you. The old labels, the shame, and the old ways of thinking don't belong in the new places God is taking you. God is doing something new. It may not look like what you thought it would, but it is good, it is holy, and it belongs to you. You've spent too much time asking, what if I'm not enough? God wants you to start asking, what if He really is who He says He is? Because He is. He is still Jehovah Jireh, your provider. He is still El Roi, the God who sees you. He is still the one who leaves the 99 sheep to find the one lost one, and you are that one. Stop judging God's goodness by what you see around you. Faith is not built on what you see. It is built on what you believe when nothing makes sense. Right now, God is asking you to trust Him again. Even if you have been hurt before, even if you have been disappointed or scared, trust again. This time it will be different, not because the road will be easy, but because you will be walking with Him, not ahead of Him. When you walk with God, even the hardest valleys lead to victory. Even the fiercest storms give way to peace. Even the darkest nights have to make room for light. So take a deep breath. Let it all go, the weight, the fear, the guilt. It was never yours to carry. You are free, not because you feel it, but because God said so, and what God says is final. There is something holy happening right now. You might feel it deep in your chest, a quiet pull, a stirring that you cannot ignore. That is not just an emotion. It is not a coincidence. It is the Spirit of God moving inside you, telling you to keep going, not because it will be easy, but because you are not alone. The enemy wanted this to be the end of your story. He wanted you to quit, but God said no. Heaven stepped in, grace took over, and that is why you are still here. That is why you are still fighting, not by your own strength, but by His. If you believe God is near, and you are not alone in this moment, comment 777. And let heaven know you are listening. There have been times when you thought your silence meant God wasn't listening, but silence doesn't mean He was absent. God has been with you through every unanswered prayer, every delayed promise, every quiet morning when you felt far away from Him, but He was never gone. He was working behind the scenes, preparing you, shaping you, and stretching you so you would be ready to receive the very thing you asked for. Sometimes this preparation feels like loneliness, but it's not abandonment, it's protection, and you don't have to explain to anyone what God is doing in your life. You don't need to justify the season you are in. Some people won't understand the path you are walking. That's okay. They were not called to it. You were. And the one who called you will walk with you every step of the way. He is not surprised by your questions. He is not frustrated by your fears. He knows exactly how to meet you where you are. This journey hasn't been easy. The weight you have carried, the losses you have faced, and the pressure you have stood under is more than most people understand. Yet here you are, still standing. That alone is a sign of strength, and the proof that God's grace is with you every step of the way. And still, God kept you safe. Even when it felt like you might break, you didn't. You stayed strong, and that strength didn't come from nowhere. It came from Him. That's the reason why you made it through things that you thought would have taken you down for good. That's why, even after everything that tried to crush your hope and spirit, you're still here, still breathing, still standing. You didn't survive just by chance or luck. You are here because God has been holding you up, because His grace stood in the gap when you couldn't stand on your own. You are here because there is still more for you to do, more to see, and more to become. God never leaves stories unfinished. He always finishes what He starts, and He started something very special in you the day you were born. Something eternal, something full of power, something that the enemy has been trying to stop since then. But they can't stop it. If you're holding on to that promise, even if it feels like it's just a tiny thread, comment 999 and say life over what's still waiting for you. There is healing happening inside your heart, even if you can't feel it all at once. It is happening quietly and slowly but surely. God is reaching into the deepest wounds, the wounds that changed how you see yourself, the wounds that made you think you are not worthy of love, the wounds that kept you stuck in fear, in doubt about yourself, and shame. He is healing those wounds now, not just putting a small patch on them, but completely restoring them. God doesn't do half healing. He makes everything new again, and that includes you. The lies that were spoken over you are breaking apart. The chains that held you silent and scared are falling off. The fear that kept you from moving forward is losing its power. You are not a prisoner of your past. You are not defined by your lowest moments. You are not stuck. You are being set free right now. God is doing something in you that no one else can take credit for. When it's finished, it will be clear that it was Him all along. What if everything you were told about money was not true? What if a hidden 9-word prayer, buried deep in a secret FBI report, is now helping thousands of people bring wealth into their lives without even having to work hard? Scientists say this prayer activates a part of your brain that has existed for 150 million years, a part that controls how you receive abundance. This prayer is supported by Harvard studies, tested in labs, and has changed lives, but the government might remove this secret any moment now. Click the link in the description and comments before it is deleted forever. You may still have many questions. You may still feel unsure about what to do or how to trust. That's okay. God isn't waiting for perfect faith. He's waiting for real faith, the kind of faith that comes even when you are scared and shaking. The kind of faith that says, God, I don't know what to do, but I trust you anyway. That kind of faith can move mountains. That kind of faith opens doors that seemed locked forever. That kind of faith stirs up heaven itself, and heaven is responding to you right now. Angels are assigned to you, even if you can't see them. They are real. They are fighting battles for you in the spiritual world, protecting you from things you don't even know exist. You have been covered and shielded from dangers you never saw coming, the car accident that never happened, the emotional breakdown that was stopped just in time, the decision you almost made but didn't. All of that was not luck. It was God protecting you. He has kept you safe even when you didn't want to be saved. He has rescued you from yourself more times than you can count, and not because He had to, but because He wanted to. Because that is what love does. Because that is what grace does. He is a good Father who never stops reaching for you. You don't have to have everything figured out or have your life perfectly in order. Just bring what you have, your honest heart, your quiet prayers, your broken pieces. God is not looking for performance or perfection. He is looking for surrender, and He can do more with your surrender than you could ever do by trying to control everything yourself. Your story is still unfolding. The healing is still happening. The promises God made are still alive, and the best part is that God is not just watching from a distance. He is leading your story, writing it with His hand, walking with you through every single page. So take a deep breath and let some of that heavy weight lift from your shoulders. You don't have to figure everything out tonight. You just need to remember who holds tomorrow, and God has already promised to never leave you, to never give up on you, and to never forget you. That promise is still true today. He is not late. He is not ignoring you. He has been carrying you through moments you didn't even realize would have broken you if He hadn't been there. You have been asking, where is God? But the better question to ask is, how did I make it this far? Because if you are honest with yourself, you know it wasn't your strength or your own ability that kept you going. It wasn't your calmness or your plans. It was grace, raw, undeserved, powerful grace. That is what has been holding you up all this time. You have had nights when you couldn't even pray and days when you felt completely empty, but even then, God did not let go of you. Even when you felt unworthy, and even when you pulled away from Him, He stayed close. You might feel like you are not doing enough or think that you have fallen too far behind, but listen carefully. Your standing with God is not based on what you do or how well you perform. It is based on His love, and His love never changes or weakens. If you are holding on by faith, even when it is hard and you don't feel strong, comment 110 and let heaven know you are still believing. God understands how long you have waited. He knows the weight of every prayer you prayed that didn't seem to get answered, every door that stayed closed, and every chance you missed. You have asked yourself why it is taking so long. Now God is whispering to you, I love you too much to give you this blessing too soon. While you thought nothing was happening, God was actually working on your character, making you stronger inside. While you thought He had abandoned you, He was protecting your purpose and getting you ready for what is to come. Some blessings take time, not because God cannot bring them quickly, but because He wants to make sure you are ready for them. Some miracles need preparation. Sometimes the seasons of waiting are really seasons of building your strength, your character, your faith. You are being built right now, even in the parts of your life that feel like they are falling apart. Even in moments when you feel like you have failed, God is building something in you that will last forever. You will not have to push open the next door. You will not have to beg to be noticed. You will not have to fight or give up parts of yourself to fit in. What belongs to you will find you because your Father knows exactly where you are. He has never lost sight of you, not for 1 second. You may have been passed over, ignored, or overlooked by people, but heaven has not forgotten you. The power and calling God put inside you do not depend on who clapped for you or who ignored you. Your calling is between you and God alone, and God is saying, you are still chosen. You are still called. You are still mine. Something is happening in the unseen right now. You may not see it with your eyes, but your spirit can feel it. There is a release coming, a shift, a divine unlocking. God is about to do in a few days what couldn't happen in many years. He is the God of sudden changes, of breakthroughs, the God who appears when everything seems lost. And when He moves, it will not be small. It will be impossible to miss, and you will know it was Him. If your heart is ready for that change, if your spirit feels that something is coming, comment 1717 as a way to declare that you are expecting it. The pain you have been through was not by chance. The struggles were not wasted. God is the only one who can take brokenness and create something holy from it. The heartbreak you felt has softened your heart. The losses you suffered have made room for what is coming next. The delays have stretched your faith and made you stronger. Nothing is wasted in God's hands. Nothing is too broken for Him to restore. He still brings beauty out of ashes. He still turns mourning into dancing. He still gives peace that doesn't always make sense. And He is doing this for you right now. Even as you read this, something in your surroundings is starting to change. The heaviness on your chest is beginning to lift. The confusion in your mind is starting to clear. This is not just your feelings. This is the Spirit of God reaching into your moment. Why are scientists so interested in a 9-word sentence? Because speaking this sentence once every day is helping people change their financial stress into sudden blessings. More than 19,000 people have already used it to erase debts and open doors to a life full of wealth, freedom, and peace. The results have been so amazing that some people believe this is divine. If you are seeing this, you are lucky because this page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to learn this secret before it is deleted forever.